What is a rolling hash? It's the trick that lets you slide a window across text and update a fingerprint in constant time without ever rereading everything already inside it. Say you're searching for a short pattern inside a long piece of text. The obvious approach is to slide a window across the text, one character at a time, and check whether the window matches the pattern. But checking a match means comparing every character in the window against every character in the pattern. If your text has n characters and your pattern has m characters, that's up to m comparisons at every one of the n starting positions. In the worst case, that's O of n times m work. For a short pattern against a small paragraph, that's fine. But run this against a genome, a codebase, or gigabytes of log files, and that naive approach becomes painfully slow. We need a way to check windows without rereading them every time. Natural fix is to hash each window instead of comparing characters directly. Turn the m characters in the window into a single number, and compare numbers instead of strings. Two windows with different hashes definitely don't match, so you only need to compare characters when hashes agree. The problem is how that hash gets computed. If you recompute it from scratch every time the window slides forward by one character, you're back to reading all m characters again at every single position. You've traded character comparisons for character hashing, but the cost is identical. O of m work per window, O of n times m overall. Hashing alone didn't save you anything. What's missing is a way to reuse the work you already did for the previous window instead of throwing it away. Here's the idea that makes it work. Treat the window's characters as digits of one number, written in some base b just like a base 10 number wraps ones, tens, and hundreds together. A string can be represented as each character's value times a power of b, all summed up, then reduced modulo a large prime so the number stays small. This is called a polynomial hash. Each character contributes based on its position. The leftmost character is multiplied by the highest power of b, the rightmost by b to the 0. Because this hash is just arithmetic, addition, multiplication, and subtraction, it becomes possible to update it algebraically when the window moves, instead of rebuilding it character by character. And because we only ever keep the value modulo that prime, the number representing even a very long window stays small and cheap to store, no matter how far into the text we've slid. Sliding the window by one position means dropping the leftmost character and appending a new one on the right. Algebraically, that's 3 steps. First, subtract the contribution of the outgoing character, its value times b to the power m minus 1. Second, multiply what's left by b, shifting every remaining digit up one place, the same way multiplying a number by 10 shifts its digits left. Third, add the incoming character's value at the bottom. All of this happens modulo the same large prime so the numbers never grow unbounded. Each of these 3 steps is constant time, no matter how long the window is. That's the entire trick. One subtraction, one multiplication, one addition, and the hash for the next window falls right out in O of 1. This rolling technique is the engine behind the rabin-karp string matching algorithm. You compute the pattern's hash once up front. Then you compute the hash of the first window in the text, and slide it forward one character at a time using the rolling update, comparing each new window hash against the pattern's hash as you go. Most positions won't match, and a mismatched hash rules out that position with a single number comparison, no string comparison needed at all. Only when hashes agree do you fall back to comparing the actual characters, to confirm it's a real match and not a coincidence. Because the rolling update is constant time, sliding through the entire text costs O of n, not O of n times m. The expensive character-by-character check only happens rarely. There's a catch: hashing maps many possible strings down onto a small range of numbers, so 2 different strings can, in principle, produce the same hash. That's called a collision, and if you trust the hash blindly, you'll report a match that isn't really there. This is exactly why rabin-karp always verifies. When hashes agree, it double-checks by comparing the actual characters before declaring a match. Choosing a large prime modulus and sometimes combining 2 independent hashes with different bases or moduli makes accidental collisions extremely rare in practice. But rare isn't the same as impossible, so the verification step isn't optional. It's what keeps the algorithm correct, not just fast. So what did we actually gain? Naive matching scans up to m characters at every one of n positions, giving O of n times m in the worst case. Rolling hashes replace that inner scan with one constant time arithmetic update per position, bringing the average case down to O of n plus m, O of m to hash the pattern once, and O of n to slide through the text. Character-by-character verification only kicks in on the rare occasions hashes actually collide, so it barely affects the average runtime. For long texts and reasonably sized patterns, that difference is the gap between a search that finishes instantly and one that grinds through gigabytes of comparisons. And because the update at each step is the same handful of arithmetic operations, it's cheap enough to run on every single position in the text without ever feeling the cost. Rolling hashes show up everywhere you need to compare chunks of data quickly. Plagiarism detectors use them to fingerprint overlapping phrases across documents. Tools like rsync and diff use rolling hashes to find which blocks of a file changed, so they only transfer the difference. Bioinformatics tools use them to search for matching subsequences in DNA at massive scale. Content-addressed storage systems like the ones behind version control and deduplication use rolling hashes to split files into chunks at natural boundaries, so identical chunks across different files get stored only once. Anywhere you need to slide a window over data and cheaply ask, "Have I seen this before?" a rolling hash is probably doing the work behind the scenes. Thanks for watching.